Welcome to The Good Work, a podcast and video series that follows The Event Company, an event design company that specializes in corporate, nonprofit, and social events. Our passion lies in creating one-of-a-kind events that share the good work of organizations we are fortunate to collaborate with. Tune in for conversations with leaders of these great groups, our best advice for your next event, and some behind-the-scenes moments. Now, let us show you the good work. In today's episode of The Good Work, we'll introduce to you our friends at Vern Eide, Terra and Maggie. We had the pleasure of collaborating with Vern Eide on the Hops and Honda's brewery tour this past summer in downtown Sioux Falls, and while we're already dreaming of warm summer nights at the breweries for this coming summer. We'll talk about this year's Hops and Honda's event, Vern Eide's love for giving back to the community, and the unique ways that they engage their employees. Please welcome to today's vodcast, Terra and Maggie. Welcome to today's vodcast. I'm so excited to have Terra and Maggie here from Vern Eide. Welcome.
Thank you. We're happy to be here.
Yeah. You braved the elements of the weather, which is nice.
Mm-hmm. We did.
End of February. Hopefully in March brings better weather.
It's all uphill from here, right?
What do they say? Like in April, showers bring May flowers.
Yeah, that's what they say.
What does March bring, though?
In like a lion, out like a lamb.
Oh, yeah.
I think we already had that, though, didn't we? That should have been January.
Oh, my gosh. So bad.
Over it.
Well, I'm excited to have you here. We've worked together the last year on a Hops and Honda's event, but today we're going to talk a little bit about all that you do for the community. You've got some really cool things that you do within your employee base as well, and I've had the honor and pleasure of working with some of those employees over the years too with my own personal vehicle, and I'm telling you, like, hands down, second to none service. So you guys do a good job.
Good.
Yeah.
Good to hear it.
Yeah. So let's hear a little bit about you two, your background. Terra, I'll start with you. Kind of your role at Vern Eide, what you do day in and day out, which is a lot of different stuff, I know.
Yeah. So my technical role is Director of Digital Operations, but kind of the catch-all for lots of different things. So I do a lot of different things with our community giving, within our corporate communications, and then on the marketing side. So I actually started at VVI, which is we're the parent company to about 3 years ago, and then slowly moved over to the Vern Eide side and have been there and loving it ever since.
Awesome. That's crazy. Yeah, every day has to be something totally different for you.
It definitely is, and it's always a new challenge, or just kind of I refer to myself as the idea incubator, where I've got this idea, let's see if we can do something with it. It comes from our management group, and then it's my job to see if it becomes anything, really.
Good for you. So you have your hands in a lot of buckets.
I do.
What's your favorite part?
Working with me.
Of course.
And me.
It is probably the stuff that we get to do with the community and really seeing the impact that Vern Eide has within Sioux Falls and the surrounding community. This is definitely something that makes you feel good about going to work every day.
So for those of those people that are listening or watching, what is Vern Eide?
So we are an automotive group, so meaning we've got a variety of different stores, body shops, different locations in Sioux City, Mitchell, Sturgis, and Sioux City, Sioux Falls, if I didn't say that one already. So we've got everything from cars to motorcycles to even a construction company and ad agency that all kind of are under the Vern Eide rooftop.
That's incredible.
It is.
Lot. So your hands could be in a lot of different stuff.
Definitely.
Do you ever swing a hammer?
I don't unless they're doing construction in my area and I ask for it, which they are today, so I might go back and see.
Get her a hard hat, Maggie.
Right? I know.
Or not. Maybe we don't want to go down that path.
That's probably what Maggie would recommend.
Well, Maggie, tell us a little bit about your role, because you are at VVI, and talk to us about what VVI is and what your day-to-day looks like.
Yeah, so VVI is a full-service advertising agency. We opened back in the 90s as a video production company, and Vern Eide bought us out, I don't know, maybe 8 to 10 years ago, and since then we've been full service. So our concentration is on Vern Eide. We also have an association company or an association group of Honda stores in the Midwest that we work with, and then we have some other video production companies that we still, or video production clients that we work with also. But mainly
It is a lot,
but
incredible.
all fun.
That's incredible. I remember, and I could be wrong, but was VVI downtown, like in the 8th and Railroad building?
We were,
a long time ago, right?
Yeah, we moved maybe 6 years ago now.
It's not that long ago.
Yeah.
What, so like your first day at work, you were moving?
2 weeks. I was there for 2 weeks and then we moved. But I'm not I get lost downtown very easily.
Yeah,
I live
we were
in
just talking about that.
I live in T, so the location of near Vern Eide Honda right now is a little more convenient, I guess, for the commute anyway. But yeah, I get lost down here.
It's interesting when people venture out. So I feel like that when I go to the west side, because I live way east side, and so I'm a big downtownie. We do a lot of stuff downtown, kids, everything downtown. So after I have to venture to the west side, I'm like, where am I? Or when did this come up? Like, there's new scooters and there's these new things popping up. I have no clue what's happening. But once you're in your little area, you're in Harrisburg, right? Yeah.
I am. Mm-hmm.
So once you're in your little areas, you kind of don't venture out much. But so what does your day look like at VVI? You get to work with her.
I do.
And me, remember? I don't forget about me over here.
I think Terra and I are having some sort of conversation, I don't know, no less than 24 times a day. I think we're constantly
That's crazy.
on the phone or emailing, or we do a lot of chatting, Google chatting. But it's Terra had talked about all of the different Vern Eide locations we have. So I have a lot of communication with the GMs on what they're looking for, what the messaging needs to be. It's a lot of communication back with our team, with graphics, video, copywriting, the whole 9 yards. So it's a lot of communication, definitely, and staying on top of urgent needs. So
you guys both have your hands in a lot of stuff. How do you keep organized?
So even though I'm a digital person, I would say I am the master of a physical planner. I love a planner. I write it all down. I'm a list maker. Different color pens, the stickers, the whole 9 yards. It's me. I got it.
it's true. I've seen it.
What about you?
I'm a physical written note taker and list maker.
I cannot do it. A lot of the girls on our team can do that too, and I cannot. And I don't know what it is. I can't get into it. It's just, I don't know. I used to be years ago, and I'd hold these notebooks and have them, but I just can't. I don't know why.
There's something satisfying about being able to cross a project off the list once it's done.
See, I do
Feels
those on
so
digital
good.
stickies.
Yeah, there you go. I don't know. I like the whole crossing out.
I just delete though.
If it was a hard project, we
I know,
cross out
I know
a
what you
lot.
mean.
The saddest part is, I would say, is my email box that I send myself a million emails. I'll text myself, hey, do this,
I do the same thing.
do this.
When I get
to
ready-
work, I'm like, good Lord.
I do the same thing. So I don't know if I've ever told you girls, but I do not like emails in my inbox when I go to bed. So I go to bed with like 0, right? And so if I have a couple, I know it's like projects I have to finish up or get off my plate. But when I get up in the morning, though, I think of things like when I'm getting ready or gym or whatever. So I come to the office and I have 7 emails, right? Like, do this and get this off and email Maggie and do whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
the same way. And I'm an inbox 0 person too. If I could get down to 0, it's the greatest day. But if I got 1 or 2, I'm okay.
I don't know that I've ever gotten down to 0, but if I can keep it at 15, it's a pretty
My goal is
it's a
to
pretty
be able
good
to
day.
see all my emails on one single screen. If I have to scroll, I know I got too much going on.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, we've had the opportunity to work together with this last event last summer, actually. We launched the first ever Hops and Hondas tour. So it's kind of a brew tour in downtown Sioux Falls. I want to hear more from you guys internally, and just so you can kind of share with listeners and viewers, like, how did that all come to be? Because we started talks a long time ago,
Yeah, we
last
did.
May-ish or wherever. And then it kind of morphed into different things and morphed into something else, which is cool. And you kind of figure out what you want, really, or what the community needs or wants. Because you can't just craft these events and hope that everybody shows up.
Yep.
I mean, you do, but you need to be, I think, purposeful, not only behind the mission of it, but who's going to be there, right? So talk to us
Absolutely.
about like internally how those talks began. And
So this is one of those idea incubator things. So our owner is blessed with a mind that goes a million miles an hour, and he had this idea of wanting to do a battle of the bands or some sort of concept like that, and that's really where this started. And it was an idea of getting all of a younger demographic than what we typically get to talk to, and having them engage with us and engage with our vehicles and who Vern Eide is and what we do. And so we slowly started working on that concept of what that could be and what that would look like. And eventually we landed on something downtown with an audience that was already built in there and us not having to recreate the wheel there. And that's when we wrapped VVI and the event company into it, and it all kind of formed into this Hops and Honda event, which we had a lot of fun at and are excited to do again.
So fun last year. It was fun to see the people coming out every single week. So what we did is we kicked it off at the block party, and last June it was kicked off. And so when Terra talks about that built-in audience, you already have thousands of people, right, that are coming to these block parties that have been going on for many years. So you got this audience, the bands are already there, which is even better. And we started out by going to these different block parties or these different breweries every single week. So we had a passport that people had to fill out, and people who filled out all their passports got prizes at the end, or we gave prizes away. For entry. But then the whole purpose was also to get exposure for a Honda vehicle. And so at the end, we gave this awesome car away.
Yeah, and that was the best part. We gave it to a winner who was over the moon ecstatic.
Oh my gosh, you remember him jumping up and down?
Right? Yeah.
Like off the ground. He was jumping. He was so excited.
It was awesome.
It was. And even when he came in to pick out his vehicle, that part was a really cool experience. So it's always great to have a winner who's just as excited about your product as you are. And so that was a really cool experience. And just to get more exposure. And then for us at Vern Eide, it was important that we give back to the community in a way too, and where we tied with a partner, Casa, last year and helped give them an exposure as well as a pretty nice donation at the end too.
Yeah, it was really cool to see all the impact that donation was able to do with Casa. So Casa is the court-appointed special advocates, and they do a lot of awesome work in the city of Sioux Falls. Kids are on waiting list for mentors or advocates to kind of be a part of that. So it was fun to get to know them a little bit. They came out, and we're kind of building that right now for this next year and trying to see, or this year really.
Yep.
Gosh, it is this year what it looks like. So it's pretty incredible. But yeah, to be back downtown and doing brew stops again is always fun. You got a good built-in audience. But your employees were out there, though, a lot, too, which was incredible to see them take part and take ownership in it. We had some that were emceeing. We had some that were helping to set up the booth out of the block party. You had some that were at the brew stops themselves. Talk to us about how hard that is, or how you get them involved, really, because not everybody is always on board to do stuff after hours, right?
So true.
So how do you guys do that with your employee base? Talk to us about what you guys all do with them.
Yeah, so
Either one of you, and break. Go.
And it's a struggle. No, we do have a really great group of employees. A lot of good engagement. I think there's a lot of passion and commitment to getting Vern Eide's name out there and to make every day a success there. One of the things that we have that Vern Eide as a company does is called Eide Accelerate.
Not idea, people.
Not idea.
Eide.
Like Vern Eide.
Yeah.
Gosh.
So it's a point system. There's 4 different tires, not tiers, tires.
Oh,
Get it?
Good job. Yep, got it. Got it.
So it's physical, it's community, it's career, and it is, what's the fourth one? Personal. Thank you. So one of the things that we can do is offer Eide Accelerate points to be able to come out and help, and that it can go to career, it can go to community, whatnot, because really essentially we're doing everything at once as far as that goes. But so that's part of it. They like to get their points, which ends up in a bonus check at the end of the quarter. So that's incredible. That doesn't hurt.
No.
But ultimately, I think it's just a passion and drive and commitment to helping Vern Eide grow and help the community and that sort of thing.
How long has that program been in place?
I would say
your time, or no?
it was. So it has to be about 6 or so years ago.
Wow, that's powerful.
VVI really helped conceptualize and put that whole thing into place.
That's powerful. Sometimes organizations have these ideas like, we're going to kick this off at the new year, right? And all these different things. And then you do it for a few months or years, and then it fizzles out. So you must have an active group that really takes ownership of it.
We do, yeah. We have an Eide Accelerate committee who meets, I don't know, at least monthly, if not more frequently than that. Approving points, making sure that everything fits and makes sense. We've gone through several different adjustments to make sure that it's a really successful benefit really to the employees. So there's been some growing pains with it here and there too, but ultimately it's been awesome.
And I'm sure you've got different of those different tires. Look, I about said tiers. Those tires. I bet you have some that have really high participation and some that just dwindle. You know.
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
to find that spark and see what works. And that also comes, I think, in people's stages of life as well. You know, 6 years ago, some people could have been super active in the physical piece of it, and maybe something changed health-wise or life changes, whatever it looks like, and maybe it's a little bit different now.
You know, I really like that it's meant to meet you where you're at, and so it could just be getting steps on your Fitbit could be a way to earn miles, or it could be you're the person who rides their bike every day or goes to the gym every day. So it really helps engage everyone from top to bottom in our organization, and it's really done a lot for that culture building and making us kind of feel unified in some of those aspects.
Well, I've heard you guys talking about working out together and doing all those things, and
we have, we need to get back on that.
I know, right?
So can we talk about the community piece of this?
Yeah.
And what that looks like. You have been involved with a lot of different groups over the years, whether it's through donations of time or talents or funds, whatever that looks like. Tell us a little bit about some of the projects that you've been a part of within the group, within the company.
Yeah, so we give a lot to a lot of different places, and it's really been something that's really good to be a part of. In the last couple of years, some of our favorite projects, I would say Children's Inn was a big one for us that we worked together on. And we did a big campaign for them the last few years. It was a golf tournament and kind of morphed into more of a text to give campaign. We've also done some great things with...
Was that the drive out domestic?
Yep, drive out domestic violence. Yep. So that one was a fun one to work with. We've also worked a lot with the
Bishop Dudley.
Yeah, Bishop Dudley.
Yeah.
We buy lunch twice a week for, and then our employees go and serve that lunch on a weekly basis.
Wow.
Every week, and that's been going on as long as I've been an employee. So yeah,
and it's filled every week. I mean, we never have a problem with employees being there. One of the newer ones is Compassion Childcare here downtown. We've got community members who are going there and helping clean up after lunch, or even our owner was out there cleaning the toys a couple months ago to help as they prepare for sick season and all of those kind of things too. So it's what we really like is when our money can also match with our time, and we can really put in that effort that shows that we want to give back in with our time and our talent.
So that committee, I'm sorry, go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was going to say you should maybe talk a little bit more toward Vern Eide Gives. You're on that committee too, and that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, so Vern Eide Gives was one that we is really our first year of it. In the past, we've given to a lot of different places, and we know that with the amount of asks and the amount of money that we're working with, we wanted to put some sort of group together to help with that. And so in this last year, we have someone from every store represented on the group, and we come together on a monthly basis to find ways and vote really on all of our ways we want to give back. So we've got 10 requests in. We're going to review those requests, see which ones we're going to give to, which ones we're going to act on. Maybe it's not even something that came in as a request. We just want to do a pay it forward message, and those are really fun for us too. Last year, we bought some groceries, and we buy gas, and we've delivered baskets to new moms and hospitals, and lots of things that are just fun to be a part of.
Do you ever, so it kind of answers what I was just going to ask a little bit ago, but are employees also coming to you with different charities that they're hearing about? Because some of these groups, I mean, we've heard of them. We work a lot in that nonprofit sector, but some of these are either newer groups or ones that you just don't hear of, like Compassionate. Like, they're such a small group. Like, they have such a small staff. They rely a lot on volunteer work. How are you hearing about those groups? Is it through that donation process, or is it employees, or is it combination of both?
I would say it is a combination of both. We've got some who have active, organizations who seek out donations, and they'll find us. But we have a lot of employees who are touched by something. Maybe they have an autistic child or someone with cystic fibrosis in their family, and they'll know that's important to them, and they'll bring that to us, and that gives us a chance to really give back to the employee as well, and then something within the community too.
Yeah.
So those are our favorite ones to do, is ones that it really means a lot to that employee that we do something for them, and it means a lot to our organization.
Yeah, we work with a lot of different groups, and I know that that sometimes the dollars are not there. So kudos to you guys for forming that committee, because it's a hard decision. I mean, not everybody has that, where they're just turning down different people, or it may be just management themselves. And by having employees that are a part of it, it's nice because it doesn't put the weight just on your shoulders, you know, because in your role, sometimes that's what your role would, right? I mean, you already talked
it
to it.
was, yeah. Up until this year, it really was, you know, and it's terrible to have to say no to any of these places. They're all so deserving. And so it really comes to a larger decision, and it doesn't feel, you just don't feel so much heartburn when you have to say no to somebody.
And it gives them some ownership too as employees, like that you are truly caring about their well-being too, to be able to provide that advice or guidance or whatever it looks like. And
absolutely. And some of them, you know, we might not have the funds to give, so we'll give our time in those. Or VVI is really great about doing some video work for these organizations we pick out too, so they know they have a need.
That's awesome.
And that's one that we're excited about. You know, we've got Union Gospel is one that's kind of coming up on our radar this year, and VVI is going to do kind of a donation video for them to really help people, you know what that group is and what they need, and that's a nice.
What's that
place
look like
too.
on your side?
You know, honestly, I'm not too involved in those types of video productions, but we have a great group of people that really believe in helping others. And, you know, we just completed one. It was a friend of one of the general sales managers at the Honda store. She's going on a mission trip and looking for some funds. So we helped put a video together. It really doesn't take much time, and it can make a huge impact on individuals. And also, I can't remember exactly where she's going, but I think Africa. And, you know, to know that we're helping in some way get her there to be able to help the greater good too is pretty powerful. So
good for you guys. So what are you most looking forward to with Hops and Hondas this year?
You know, I can drink this year. I was pregnant last year, so I'm excited to enjoy some of those hops.
Tara can drink at the brew stops this year.
But really,
I'm not going to lie. It was pretty fun drinking a beer in front of her and
know,
saying, sorry
I know.
about your luck.
Would you like to smell it? Would you like to smell it?
But really, I really liked communicating with the people who came to us every week. It was so fun to see their engagement, and they were there ready for us to stamp their passport and find out if they won the weekly giveaway and things like that. So, you know, those were our favorite people at Hops and Honda, and really made it worth it for us.
For a first-time event, it's sometimes you don't build in that audience that quickly. But I mean, it wasn't just a one and done, right? We're doing it every single week, so you were able to build in that audience. But yeah, there is a lot of tried and trues out there, which was pretty awesome to see them out there. And my favorite part of it is you have so many people from the community that are all a part of this, right? So the brew stops are also helping to raise funds for that particular nonprofit, which hasn't been selected yet. We're in that process, but they're a part of that as well. So it's not just Vern Eide giving them this check, right? You've got the brew stops that are part of it, but the brew stops are raising funds from the people that are going there, right? So it's a whole big full circle, which is so powerful. And you're giving another car away.
We are. We're
awesome?
excited about that too. The make and model is to be determined, but we're pretty hopeful it's going to be awesome.
Are we eligible? Are you and I? No, because
unfortunately not.
No.
That's okay. That's okay. We can drink though.
Exactly.
We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Well, before I let you guys go, we have these fun questions that we like to ask everyone. This is a new set of questions for this year. So you're probably like only maybe our fifth victims. All right. So I'm going to ask these questions, and I want to hear the first thing that pops on your brain, first thing that comes out.
Oh boy. Okay.
So I'll ask you a question, and you'll answer the same question.
Okay.
No stealing my answers.
All right.
And if I have to repeat it, but then I'll switch up. So then I'll ask her. So
Okay.
yeah, nobody's stealing. Okay. I'll start with you.
Okay.
If you were not involved with the career that you are currently, what would you be doing?
Taco Bell test kitchen. I tell my husband that every time. Would that not be the greatest job?
I have never heard that. That is the best.
They have new stuff all the time, like just to be able to create weird things.
Taco Bell test kitchen.
It is. That would be a dream job.
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
Good for you. Good for you.
Man, do I really have to follow that?
Yeah, I'm not sure how. But yeah.
I'm going to go much more boring and say accounting.
Oh, good
like
Lord.
numbers. I do. I know. Numbers, spreadsheets, bring them on. I love
Bless
it.
people like you.
I used to not like budgets. I love budgets now. But yeah, I am not me. Okay, if you could be any animal, what would you be?
A dog, because they're so loved and snuggly.
Yeah.
Peacock. Always got to be.
Answers are so awesome.
Kind of out there.
You're very colorful.
Didn't you have like peacock colors for your wedding?
They sure did. And feathers and bouquets and everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was beautiful.
Wow. What's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Vanilla. You weren't expecting that,
No,
were
I
you?
was like, you're just going to probably say something like funfetti or
Crazy
something.
that I've never heard of. Yeah, no.
Vanilla.
No, not boring. Sorry, that's your favorite.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm going to go with vanilla too, but with chocolate syrup.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty plain too.
What's one thing on your bucket list, Maggie?
To tour Italy, I think.
Oh, eat pasta? Or no, just tour?
Drink the wine. I don't
Yeah.
know. All of the above. It sounds and looks beautiful. And
I know.
so, yeah.
What about you?
Skydive. Gonna do
Awesome.
it. Gonna do it. Probably, hopefully soon.
What's one hobby you would begin if you could? Hobby. You're very crafty.
Yeah. So I feel like I do a lot of those things already. I would say being my own, like making my own wine or beer. I mean, those people are pretty cool. They know how
yeah.
to do all of that kind of stuff. Yeah. Be kind of fun.
A good answer.
What about you? One hobby that you could begin if you could?
You know, I would go along the lines of crafty, you know, like the chalkboardy type words. Like you guys,
yeah.
you have a
Yeah.
bunch here in your office, the chalkboard type words with the wood frames around it.
Yeah.
I wish I had a creative bone in my body because I'd love to make stuff like that, but I'm so not handsy,
We all have our
not
strengths.
creative.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine is numbers, I guess.
What would your dream? Who did I ask last? You? Yeah,
Me,
yeah,
I was
okay.
first.
Okay. So, what does your dream day look like, Maggie? Dream day.
Sitting on a beach in the Caribbean under the sun instead of here in the snow. And, you know, actually, I would rather be there in the Caribbean when it's 40 degrees below zero so I
know.
can be laughing at all my family and friends that have to deal with it. But, yeah.
What about you? Dream
We're
day.
big Disney nerds at our house.
yeah.
So a day at Disney World. It's just
that'd be fun.
Fun place. Yeah.
Nixon would love that. A little older, maybe, but
Yeah.
who knows? Would you rather, Tara, speak every language in the world or be able to talk to animals?
Every language in the world.
Yeah, same.
Okay, good. What's your favorite emoji?
I'm trying to think of the emojis I send to you on a daily basis. I don't know. Probably the one with the tongue sticking out because I'm saying something stupid or ridiculous. I don't
Heart
know.
eyes.
Oh, yeah. I like the
time.
heart eyes. Yeah. This is my absolute favorite question. It's the last one. At which store would you like to max out your credit card?
Would I like to or do I?
Austin, you're not listening.
Gosh, I'm gonna go with like a Pier 1. I mean, wouldn't it be awesome to just do your whole house over?
Yeah, I agree.
I was thinking that too, like a pottery barn. I think I could do some damage
Yes.
there.
Well, I'm not going to answer mine. You'll have to tune in these next few episodes to hear mine.
All right.
So it'll be fun. Thank you so much, ladies.
Yeah,
thank
thanks
you.
for having
We're
us.
excited to get our brew on here in a couple of months and
Yep.
That'll
get
be
it
awesome.
all again. Yeah.
Looking forward
Thanks
to
for
it.
joining us. Have a good day.
You too.
Thanks.
Thank you for listening to today's episode of The Good Work, and a special thank you to Tara and Maggie for joining us and for talking more about Vern Eide and Hops and Hondas, as well as their incredible give back with their employees. Tune in next week as we talk about all the options and choices that you have when you're planning an event. Don't forget to subscribe to The Good Work on YouTube and iTunes and follow the event company on social media to stay up to date on the good work that we are part of each day.